Well, it looks like we may have a classic case of someone copying someone else's homework within the gaming world. We got a lot to get through, so let's break that all down. Up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. So before we get into today's news, I just want to shout out each and every one of you guys. We're hovering around 950 subscribers on this here channel. I'm really hoping we can hit 1,000 before the end of the year. So thank you to each and every one of you that do subscribe here. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more weekly gaming news content. And there's a few surprises baked in there. Alrighty, so we're back on the news grind here, and I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. And what better way to kick off this week than talking about another alleged copycat game? So for those of you who don't know, Tencent is looking to release a game that, well, I'll be rolling the footage of the game trailer here, but you could be led to believe this is where the game gets inspiration from. I mean, clearly, this looks like Horizon Zero Dawn, but Tencent is indeed releasing a game under the title Light of Mortem. I mean, I'm really astonished at how close this game looks to Horizon, seeing how it has the same kind of art style, the cybernetic animals mixed in with that caveman or tribal-esque style of human. I mean, it's one thing to be inspired by something which we've seen in a game like Palworld earlier this year, but I don't know, this looks like flat-out copying. But again, much like Palworld, they're walking a fine line. But it is funny I brought up Palworld just there, because Light of Mortem looks like a survival crafting game, much like Palworld, which Horizon Zero Dawn at the end of the day is an open world RPG. But this is where I look to the casual gaming crowd, where Light of Mortem could easily pass as this spin-off game to the Horizon series. And that right there is where things start to get murky. I mean, let's compare the key art for the two games, and up first, here is Horizon. And you see Aloy on the left there looking out to this robotic dinosaur. And again, a vast open world. Now, editor, aka me, pull up the key art to Light of Mortem. Yeah, this is very close, and it even goes down to the red-headed woman on the left. Again, this is clearly a matter of inspiration versus blatant copying, or whatever you want to call this. And it's also funny how they're not even trying to hide this by any measure, which, again, this could all be by design. Now, I only say that because this game is getting recognition and a lot of attention solely because it looks like a Horizon game. But this brings again that matter of what Palworld went through earlier this year, where they walked a fine line to avoid legal problems. This is the question that is now floating out there, because we now have a similar case playing out currently in the courts between Pocket Pair and the Pokemon Company. Now, albeit we covered that whole saga before, but that was over gameplay mechanics and not copyright patents. And Nintendo's main reasoning for taking Pocket Pair to court pretty much was to send a message to these smaller companies that if you fly a little too close to the sun here in regards to taking inspiration from these big IPs, at the end of the day, you might get burned. Now, Tencent in this potential legal battle is a bigger company than Pocket Pair. But as someone who just kind of looks at this all, seeing them clash with Sony, that would be a big battle. So now it's up to Sony to kind of choose how important the Horizon IP is to them. I, for one, think it's a big tentpole IP for them, especially seeing how they're propping it up with remasters, that Lego game they recently released on the Switch, and a live-action show in the near future. So it's kind of left to be said that will this shameless inspiration for a game urge them to the point of legal action? Now, I for one don't really think there's a case here, much like Palworld, mainly because just because something looks similar doesn't mean they can be taken to court over it. But again, I'm no legal expert here. And again, much like Palworld, the core gameplay mechanics are vastly different. So, I don't know at this point. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass it off to you guys. What do you think about this case? Is there grounds for any kind of legal action? Let me know in the comments down below. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo, I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.